keeps changing and throwing new challenges before us. These challenges include climate change, population growth, and the progressing digitalization of business. Many of the changes are distributed over time. These are processes which we can predict, understand, and try to manage. Others, like the pandemic or the crisis on the energy resource market, tend to surprise us with their abrupt nature. All responsible business strategies should be based on flexibility and quick adaptability to changes. And CIECH's ambitious plan to transform the group in the years 2019 to 2021 was no exception. Despite the pandemic, the social and economic crisis, and the consequential abrupt fluctuations of raw material prices and supply chain problems in 2021, the company was able to fulfill its plan successfully, develop foundations for further dynamic long-term growth of the group, and strengthen its international position as one of the biggest Polish exporters and international investors. During supply chain interruptions, lockdowns, and various restrictions, CIECH built one of the most innovative salt works in Europe, with a value of almost 700 million Polish zlotys, generated 2 billion Polish zlotys in cash, 90% which was reinvested in further development, prepared an ambitious decarbonization and climate neutrality plan which is currently being implemented, developed all of its flagship businesses, increased efficiency in all areas of its operations, and took care of the safety of its employees, their families, and the local communities. Would you like to know how they did it? First of all, finances, the bloodstream of a modern corporation, generated cash flows covering the biggest investment plan in the group's history, EBITDA of almost 2 billion Polish zlotys over 3 years, release of hundreds of millions of working capital, margin growth, net debt EBITDA ratio improvement, fixed cost drop, refinancing supporting further development, and all of that with the best interest of the shareholders in mind. CIECH has grown all of its flagship businesses to increase the group's production capacity and the geographical range of products made by CIECH, and was able to retain the margin level despite the rising costs and with fixed product prices for clients. In the soda business, they increased productiveness. Also with measures such as R&D and the introduction of top-quality purified soda for dialysis and pharmacy, while sales activity was supported by the sales force. In the salt business, they built the most innovative salt works in Europe from the ground up, become one of the biggest manufacturers of evaporated salt on the continent, and implemented the critically acclaimed SAP system in processes. In the agro business, the market shares grew dynamically, thanks to reconstruction of the sales and project assessment team, implementation of innovative digital instruments, launch of the biggest ever innovative product portfolio development, and efficient integration with the Spanish Pro Plan. In the foam business, revenue saw a dynamic growth to historic levels to strengthen the company's position as a leading partner for the Polish furniture industry. In the silicates business, they confirmed the position of the biggest supplier in Europe, who could be counted on during the pandemic, and planned and carried out a production capacity growth investment. In the packaging business, they introduced numerous business optimizations to strengthen the competitive advantage and internal processes. But that's not all. The group structure was reorganized over the past 3 years, and CIECH was able to focus on key businesses. Despite the pandemic, the group was able to sell the resins business for 160 million Polish zlotys. CIECH also entered the startup market to take advantage of innovations in order to increase the efficiency of the existing business lines and discover new businesses of the future. The changes involved an increase in efficiency in every area of the group's activities. The operation of production plants were optimized thanks to the introduced sales and operations planning system. The Shared Service Center, which was opened in the city of Bydgoszcz, ensures top standards in scope of handling financial processes. Thanks to process digitalization, transformation of analytical processes including implementation of Power BI and other solutions, CIECH is now ready for the next stage of growth in a fully digital environment. Who could forget about responsibility for the natural environment, social relations, and corporate governance? CIECH's obligations are entered in the ESG strategy, which aims to reduce CO2 emissions by 1/3 by 2026, eliminate coal from energy production processes by 2033, become climate neutral by 2040, ensure good relations with local communities, keep improving as a place for development of diverse talents. During the unprecedented pandemic, CIECH took care of the safety of its employees, facilities, and local communities, and introduced an ambitious new HSE policy, which would have never happened without the engaged team based on the new CIECH values: responsibility, reliability, team, and development. Building an organizational culture to fulfill the strategic objectives of the group includes the launch of numerous HR initiatives. Producing a high level of employee activeness, a sense of responsibility for the company, and the potential to grow according to the transparent career path. And this all increases the level of engagement. This is the history of the team, which was able to face numerous challenges over the past 1,000 days, thanks to its engagement and professionalism. And that's just the beginning, because the CIECH team is ready for dynamic growth on global markets and is boldly looking to the future. Because the future is us.